New week means new transfer windows. Well, it's not a new week because today is Wednesday, and I'll tell you what, I've got a bad knee pain, man. I think the old age has catched up to me, lads. Played football last Sunday, did a cracking volley, and now my knees are saying we can't handle it, lads. We can't handle it. Do I retire? Do I carry on? I'm trying to rehab it. If it's not working out, gonna have to hang up my boots, mate, like that Xabi Alonso picture. But Arsenal, this market, now that the World Cup is over, one of the things I did say was we're going to look like we're going to be a bit more active. I feel like deals will definitely happen, which have been happening around the league, around the outside. Like Aston Villa have been really active. Chelsea have been really active as well. We have somewhat with a few players. We got the addition of that new Tottenham defender, the young star. Then we've got Zolis. And obviously we've had one outgoing. But I think there's a good reason why Arsenal are moving really slow with the market. Now, I did say Rodgers not coming was for a couple of reasons. Maybe because Arsenal moving a bit too slow, or maybe 117 million was not feasible for Arsenal at this moment in time. And I can agree with both of them because 170 million for a player that's not even an England starter, crazy. I did say English tax is ruining Premier League football because of English players that are doing so well in their respective clubs end up going for some crazy inflation prices. And then you have Rodgers, who I'm not going to take away any credentials he has. I mean, he won the Europa with Aston Villa. He is good as a player, but I don't think Arsenal want to pay that fee. That's the be and end all. But yeah, if you're new here, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. It'll mean a lot to the channel. It'll help the channel grow. And I appreciate every single one of you. And yeah, once I hit 500 subscribers, I will be doing that shirt giveaway. So, guys, in order for that to happen, I need your help. Now, I think the number one reason that Arsenal have been a bit slow this market is because of our outgoings. I don't think we have enough outgoings as much as we would like. Now, Trossard's left, but I do feel like there's some players still on the wage book, that do need to leave. Gabby Jesus, he's been linked to a move to AC Milan. He's been linked to a move to another Premier League club. But I think the wages is what's holding these teams back. Like AC Milan don't have an abundance of money like Premier League clubs, and I don't think they want to facilitate 250,000 a week. And then on top of that, they are asking for the price to be lower down from 20 million. And that's another thing with Arsenal. A lot of these teams, like Chelsea, for example, they sell players and they make good money. Like I'm hearing Garnacho could be leaving for around 60 million. That is fantastic business considering how abysmal he's been. But Arsenal really collecting peanuts for these players. Now, another player, well, two players that Arsenal, I do think, want to get rid of before they start moving in the transfer window is Fabio Vieira. Just look at his face in this picture, man. Don't you just feel sorry for the geezer? I do. Like, you can just tell the way he's running, he's thinking, mate, I don't know why I'm even here. I'm not wanted. I'm better at Hamburg. I'm appreciated there. Let me just go. Please, somebody come and rescue me. So he's definitely somebody that needs to go. And I feel like wants to go himself. Reece Nelson, he's a young project that we had years and years ago at the Arsenal Academy. Worked his way up, scored that amazing last second winner against Bournemouth. That goal was crazy, man. I still remember it like it was yesterday. But yeah, he's not the answer to our winger I wouldn't say problems, but at that time we didn't have much depth winger wise, and I don't think he was the answer. So Benfica are kind of flirting with the idea of having him as well. So he will definitely go. Christian Norgard, he could probably be on his way out, and rightfully so. He barely featured last season. So yeah, that's 4 or 5 players already. And then Martinelli, he's kind of, I'll probably say, the biggest talking point right now of players that need to leave, because he was about to leave, was it a year and a half ago, when was it Al Nassr bidded 85 million for him and we rejected it. Bayern Munich were also looking at him before they got Luis Diaz. There are some reports saying that he will be leaving this window. Is that a good idea? I like Martinelli. I know this is going to sound controversial for some fans, but a winger is not meant to be defensive. I understand. But honestly, the way he contributes to the defence, I don't think there's many players in the world that will do a job that he does, where he can run up the field to support the attack and then come back to support the defence. And traditionally, a winger's job isn't to do that primarily unless you're a wing back, but we don't play a wing back system. And so I understand the concept and the idea of why that is absurd. If Bruno Guimaraes was to arrive at Arsenal, I mean, even if Norgard did leave, Lewis Skelly, Zubimendi, Rice and Bruno, 4 quality midfielders in their own way. I'll probably say Rice and Bruno are probably the best 2 if we did get him and we obtained him. But I don't feel like 4 is feasible. I don't think it's feasible for the club. I don't think the players want to fight for their place with a packed midfield depth on the bench. And I don't think Arsenal want to do that. If they were to recruit Bruno Guimaraes, I feel like they'll definitely want to offload somebody in the midfield. So I feel like there could be a big squad overhaul and a lot of dead weight needs to go. These players have served their time, the ones that I've mentioned, and, you know, they walked away with a Premier League medal at least. Well, most of them anyway. Fabio Vieira wasn't part of the campaign, but, I mean, he was partly in one of the title charges that we did have, especially earlier on when we got Zinchenko and Gabby Jesus. He came in the same window. He did contribute. Obviously, we fell short. Arsenal have been linked with a left-back from Norway, Svensson, from Dortmund. I don't know how true this is. Does it make sense? No. You got Calafiori, you got Hincapié. We don't need another left-back. Unless one of them leaves, well, Hincapié was just signed. Unless Calafiori leaves, and I know he's been linked with Madrid, it doesn't make sense. So I don't think that transfer is true. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think Arsenal will be looking to strength anywhere in defence. Although it could be right back if Ben White does leave. We know he's had his injuries. We know that his contract's running down now to, 1 year. And I think Arsenal would like to recoup some money. He's 28 years old. I still feel like he's a quality player. If he stayed for Arsenal, I'll be more than happy. I think a lot of people appreciate Ben White, what he's done for this club through injuries. He's one of Arteta's first signings as well. Big money signings, 50 million from Brighton. And I actually like him as a person. He's very straight, direct. He gives the most boring interviews, but when he's on that football pitch, he gives his heart and soul. And I mean, considering he's not played much minutes this season, every opportunity he had, he did his utmost best. And I think that's one thing we have to respect. He's somebody that wants to play for Arsenal. Julian Alvarez, again, still heavy links, but he wants that Barcelona move. Guys, I don't think Arsenal should sign a player that doesn't want to play for us and is forced to come to our team. No matter how much we convince him, he wants to go Barcelona. And I think if Atletico, I know they're a local rival, whatnot in La Liga. I mean local, the fight for first place. Just let him go. I don't think Arsenal getting Julian Alvarez with his mindset where it is makes sense. It doesn't. Because I know last week I was saying Julian Alvarez will be a fantastic addition to Arsenal. It would, but he doesn't want to be with us. He wants to be in Barcelona. He needs to go there because I don't know what they've offered him. I don't know who's been chatting to him. But he just wants to go to Barcelona. And that's fine. So I don't think the likelihood of Julian Alvarez coming to Arsenal now is concrete. I don't think he should come to Arsenal with the amount of chat he has for Barcelona. Don't bring players that don't want to play for us. I've seen another link to Yan Diomande. I told you in one of my match build-ups that I feel like he's a bit overrated. Again, somebody that's almost touching 100 million valuation. Had one good season at Leipzig this year. I know he's linked to Liverpool. He said that his father likes PSG. He wants to go PSG. Again, don't buy this player if he does not want to play for us. If his heart's with PSG, he needs to go there. They want him, let him go. But there is a winger that I did probably put down a little bit at the start of this transfer window or before. And that was Brady Barcola. I was kind of analysing him against England the other day. And I was like, do you know what? Him as a sub, he's got the legs. He's so fast running in behind players. And I feel like that's what we miss. Where Granit Xhaka left and he didn't fed the ball through the defence to Martinelli. We missed that so much. And I feel like that's why we don't penetrate defences as much, especially second half this season. But Bradley Barcola, the way he penetrates and his finishing, I've actually changed my mind. I know it's one match, but I'm like, I know that if Arteta gets his player, if he starts or he's a sub, I know that this is someone that we need. I know that this is someone that can transform the attack. I was looking at Zolis as well. I was thinking, what is it that makes him special that he deserves to play for Arsenal? Now, I'm not saying he's trash or he needs to earn his right. If Arsenal want him, then he must be doing something right. But yeah, just have a look at the stats on the screen. Minutes played, 3,794. 19 goals, 24 assists. Chances created, 135. That's really good. That's amazing numbers. Big chances created, 25. Take-ons, 152. And possession won in the final third, 27. That is, I think, great stats. And I think Arteta's approach this window is going to be more creativity up front, because that is definitely something that we will lack in. And obviously all the fingers point to Ødegaard. I think that's why Morgan Rogers was going to be recruited to Arsenal. But if Ødegaard can't do the creative output, and you got a winger like this who clearly likes to pass, who clearly can create chances, I think that's a bonus, because it's a problem that you want, that you've got multiple creative players playing up front, and then a striker like Gyökeres that loves to run in behind will be getting fed. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is dangerous. Dangerous for defences. But yeah, that's my list of outgoings and the list of transfers this week. I feel like with the transfer window this season, a lot of things have just come out of the blue. And there actually is one thing that I want to discuss actually before we wrap up. Is I've been seeing some Arsenal chat online. And have a look at this statement that I found. Arsenal get linked to Morgan Rogers. Chelsea suddenly join the race. Arsenal get linked to Bruno Guimaraes. Chelsea Munchin situation. Arsenal got linked with Alex Scott. Chelsea long-term admirers. You notice this is a pattern. This is a club with no identity of their own. Arsenal scouting department do the work. Then sprinting to copy the homework. Listen, for you new fans out there, let me tell you a little bit about Chelsea. Mourinho, when he was in his first or second spell, can't remember which one it was, he was buying up all the young talent, because he goes, we don't want the rivals to get them. Yeah, now obviously Morgan Rogers is 24. He's not a young talent. I get it. But this is a tactic. This is something Chelsea have been doing. This is not nothing new. Chelsea, yes, they sense that, okay, this team wants this player. Why? They'll do their own investigation and try to do the deal. And that happens. That happens. I've seen Arsenal hijack deals as well. It's football. It's business. I think that's what a lot of fans forget. Football is a business. Unfortunately, everything's about money these days. And a player, if he's offered more money contract-wise, unless he has super desire to join the club, he will join the club with more money in their pocket. Because, again, all players want more money. It's true. In their own respectable ways. Whether it's through, going to a big club, more sponsorship, more exposure, or going to Saudi to secure long-term future. This is what football is these days. So this statement, I don't agree with it. Arsenal have done a great job. Berta's done a great job. Chelsea, they buy blind. Since Todd Bowie's come into power at Chelsea, they've not been relevant that much in the Premier League. I did think last season they'll get second, but Enzo Maresca ended up leaving. They've won the Club World Cup. They won the Conference League, but I mean, Chelsea, no European football, didn't challenge for the title again. It doesn't mean because you buy all the players that you're necessarily going to become a winner. They're showing that. It takes a great footballing coach, it takes the right players and everything to get success. They've had that in the past. With Abramovich, very strategic with the transfers, very strategic with the manager he picked. Very cutthroat Chelsea. That's another thing as well. They give you a blank check and say, this is what you're going to get, whatever you ask for. These are all the resources you're going to get. You cannot fail. There's no excuse. But this is how Chelsea are run. So it is nothing new. So they've always had this identity of grabbing players underneath clubs' noses, keeping all the talent for themselves. Even like some talent like De Bruyne, Salah, Lucas Piazon, Marco Marin. These are all youngsters that are tipped to have big futures. Well, Salah and De Bruyne, of course, but they've always been taking talent. This is something that's not brand new to Chelsea and the footballing world. So yeah, sorry about my little rant. It's now over. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And make sure you comment down below about some transfers you agree with, disagree with, and who you'd like to see at Arsenal. Till next time.